Bhakti is attained mainly by the grace of the Guru and infinitesimally by the grace of God. Mukhyatastu mahat kripayaiva bhagavat kripa leshadva. This is a very radical statement to make. Says bhakti is attained infinitesimally by the grace of God and mainly by the grace of Guru. But this statement has been repeated in all the scriptures. The Bhagavatam says, Tasmad Gurum Prapadyeta Jigyasu Shreyottamam. You will need to approach a Guru. The Bhagavad Gita says, Tad Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya. The Mundak Upanishad states, Tad Vijnanartham Sa Guru Meva Bhigachet. In the lecture that Lord Ram gave to Lakshman, he said, Bhagati Tat Anupam Sukha Mula Milahi Jo Sant Ho Hi Anukula. This bhakti you will receive by the saint's grace. Why is that so? Because God has a rule. Until your heart is pure, He will not manifest Himself. He says, Tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. When your heart is fully clean, then I will come. And what do I do before that, my Lord? How do I get knowledge? How do I get guidance? How do I prepare myself? God says, this will all be done through the Guru. So in this situation, the Guru's role becomes very important. He first of all gives us the knowledge. He inspires us, guides us. The doubts we have, He resolves those doubts. And the problems that arise on the path, He helps us overcome those problems. Also, all these require the presence of the teacher. Even in the world, whenever we learned anything, it was with the help of the teacher. So the spiritual realm requires that teacher even more. Because here the knowledge is divine, it is not immediately perceptible. So the teacher who has realized it becomes a necessary prerequisite. Even in the Bible it is said, you can only reach the Father through the Son. So what does it mean? That Guru is required to reach the Supreme Father. Our scriptures are saying again and again, Shankaracharya said, Yavad Gururna Kartavyo Tavan Muktirna Labhyate. You will need that Guru to attain this ultimate goal. Consider it like this. There's a daughter born to parents. They raise her up. They teach her many skills. They teach her Kathak and classical music and groom her and make her qualified in every way. They do their duty to the best of their ability. And then one Sahab comes and they have the interview and the meeting, and if all the system is all suitable, then he takes her around the fire 7 times and takes her away with him. So this Sahab who took away the lady with 7 rounds around the fire, what was the big deal? The big effort was by the parents who groomed that little girl into a qualified lady. In the same way, the Guru is the one who grooms the soul and brings the soul to that point where the soul is now qualified for God. At that point, then God comes. And he says, is this soul now all fine? Is his drawing room okay? Which drawing room? The drawing room of the heart. Has all the kooda karkat come out of it? The Guru says, yes, Maharaj. Mam ekam sharanam raja. He is now fully surrendered. Then God at that time reveals himself. Nirmal man jana so mohi pava. God says, when your mind becomes nirmal, you will attain me. And our mind is somal. What should a somal person do? Somebody whose mind is not yet pure. God says, go to the Guru, he'll help you clean it up. The Guru does the work of a sweeper. He cleans up the mind. And finally, when we are up to that point, and the divine love, Parabhakti, is to be given, that is also given via the grace of the Guru. Of course, it is God's power, but He bestows it through the Guru. So all this work is done by the Guru. And that is the reason why the soul always remains indebted to the Guru. One of the biggest graces we can get in the human form is to find a true Guru. That is one of the biggest mercies of God. The first one we got is the human form. The second is to find a true Guru. Now after that we have to utilize these graces to make the most of them. So Naradji is very clear. He says that, look, this bhakti that I have talked about, you will get it through the Guru's grace.